Hello and welcome back to Cold Law Alpha HSD2 game. I'm your DM, Fabled Productions, and going round the table.
I'm Aaron, bad hacker that ended up getting roped up into this mercenary group.
I'm Ampersand Tilda. I'm playing Liam Arian, one of the Pulse athletes. Hopefully, I figure out what's going on very shortly.
And I'm Kylar, an old combat field medic that is in a little bit over his head in the medical field.
Alrighty, does anyone want to give a recap? I know it's been a while.
Oof, where to start off? So, last thing that happened was before him. I conducted surgery and taken out the tumor from the one of the scientists that was originally helping us. The investigation led to Hidden Fang and their gang. We actually ended up talking to our boss, and he pointed us in the direction of an old contact of his within it. When we went to go meet him, we were ambushed by a sniper, which we then proceeded to take out. We didn't kill him, but we turned him into the authorities, at which point we let in the authorities on what's been going on with the chemical and that's being produced.
Was that all that happened last time? I thought there was more. I could be wrong.
That's all I recall happening.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's also
then.
all that's in the notes.
Oh, you were. It's because you were there because you were chatting to the ex gang member.
Yep, that was the contact.
Yeah.
Yes, that would have been the bull, Rodney.
Yes. Rodney.
And we spent the rest of the run saving his life from a random gunner.
Yes.
Hey, he shot him too.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, and I think he shot him good as well. I think he got a crit as well.
Yeah.
So, what was the party's plans? Why is my phone going off? What's going on? Oh.
As I recall, we've got to find Lotus. We know where she is. Now we have to figure out how to get to her.
Yep. And she apparently is pocket-sized.
Yes.
More specifically, we need to figure out how to get through Jerome.
Yes, Rodney described her as a micro mouse who could literally fit inside someone's pocket.
Yeah.
So she'd be up to my knee.
Yeah, still anthropomorphic, but just tiny. Teeny tiny.
Yeah. Some would say mouse-sized.
Shh. I believe his name was Maxwell. The stallion of the police force gave you clearance to carry heavier.
Yes,
firearms.
next level. Yes, he granted us next level. From what I understand, we could already carry firearms. We've been doing it on the job.
Yeah, we could carry basic firearms, but nothing up to what he allowed us.
Yeah, I think you can now carry like the next level of firearms openly, and the level above that, if you keep it in a concealed case, was effectively your license now.
I can open carry up to level 3.
Because you're dealing with the gangs, and the gangs don't play nice, so
Yeah.
which he's still perplexed on, like you, Liam, just not was it you, Liam, just not having any details available at all. Like he had to give you your license through Griff. Was it Griff?
Yep.
Yeah, Griff.
And I imagine if he goes back to look later, that'll be gone.
So, what is the party's plan now?
Ask Griff if he's ever heard of this person and how to find her.
At this point, I'm pretty sure Griff is way over his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he claims that he has heard the name, but that's as far as it is he has heard the name. He doesn't have any inkling of who or what it is. He says it has been a name that has popped up here and there in passing, but other than that, no more.
What about Carlene? Does she know anything about them?
Carlene Riversong.
Yeah.
She claims she hasn't heard the name again. She tends not to deal directly with the rumors circulating the gangs.
Okay.
I believe Rodney stated she tends to be in the larger warehouses deep within the Deep Bite territory.
Yeah, but that's a very large district to cover. We're not going to just be randomly driving around looking for her.
Yeah,
No, that's literally finding a needle in a haystack.
quite literally, yes.
Or finding a hay in a needle stack.
Actually, that would be easier because hay is colored.
Yeah, but it's more
To be
painful.
fair, you'd stab yourself a zillion times doing it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? It's so much easier. You just get a magnet and you're done.
Also true. Unless it picks up the hay in the middle of all the needles.
Valid.
Then you're just confused.
So, the industrial district isn't all warehouses. There is a couple of workshops. Most of them are abandoned due to the gang activity in the area. The actual warehouses are, especially the larger ones, are very predominant. Some of them even could be like described as nearly skyscraper sort of sized warehouses.
Is there now with those offices, are they abandoned too, and is there any like computers I can get into to maybe get the layout?
There is there is office blocks in the industrial area. They are few and far between and tend to have their own closed circuits. There is a map of the city, obviously freely available for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But any security cameras at all, or
The security cameras in the industrial district tend to not, because of it's all owned by the companies who own their own plots. They don't seem to be available to the public, and
Yeah.
like you would have to go through each individual building or like building site and hack them just to see.
that's gonna take too much time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you looking at the map, you would notice there is a couple of larger. Well, there's one larger warehouse by the main road. That the main predominant road that goes into the industrial area. That is registered to a Progenitus company, actually.
Hmm?
But they don't. It's a sort of a general warehouse, more for general goods, more than anything specific.
Yeah.
But it does have its security cameras, and it is quite a large one. So, I mean, you can start there, but like I said, there's so many different companies and different areas. You'll be there weeks going through each site, for lack of a better term.
So should we start searching the oh, wait, what was that?
Vicinity?
No, that big one.
So there are the five largest warehouses. One is a company called Moonlighting, which is the Progenitus one.
Oh,
There is one called sorry, got to find my notes again. Do actually have this written down. One is called Dusk. It's just simply called Dusk, which is a spyglass company. That doesn't have a lot of information of what they store. However, they do have all the proper tickets and certificates from the authorities to say they're all above board. So what they want is not what they store is not available to the public, but it is checked out. The third largest building is a Marsco owned warehouse, and it's actually owned by the primary company as well, Marsco itself, not an offshoot, and that seems to be a technology warehouse. It's very close to the edge and has high security. And the other two are Pulse-owned companies. They're the smallest of the collection. One is owned by a company called Iron Stakes, which is a sports company. Has a lot of basically exercise equipment stored there, ready to be shipped out. And the smallest of the five is abandoned.
Oh, gee, which one do we think they went to?
let's check the abandoned one.
Yeah.
And none of them produce chemicals or drugs.
Well,
The only one who doesn't state what they store or produce is the spyglass one and the abandoned one, funny enough.
Well, might as well easily check the abandoned one first.
yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys wish to get there? Because it is on the edges of gang territory.
Well, if it's on the edge, I'd say take the car as close as possible and then ditch
Which
it
one-
somewhere.
Which ones are in? Wait, which ones are in deep bite territory?
The ones inside Deep Bite territory is the abandoned one, the spyglass, and the Pulse warehouse.
I'd say we do the abandoned and go to the pole.
Yeah, the abandoned one is actually the closest to the edge of Deep Bite territory.
How convenient. Yeah.
So yeah, you said you're driving there and then basically going on foot.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep. Get as close as can be, not suspicious, and then walk the rest of the way carefully.
So you're not actively trying to be stealthy, but you're not drawing attention to yourselves.
Sounds like it.
Fair enough. Just going to make a quick roll to see if anyone takes note. Not with that roll. So, yeah, you do, like, even driving there, you pass a couple of deep bite groups, but they
Okay.
don't seem to pay. Either they don't notice you're there, like they don't register you, or they don't care. Because they don't seem to react to you in any way other than continuing their rounds. It's hard to really tell, but you are not actually stopped at all. And when you get to the abandoned warehouse, it is a large warehouse. It's got 4 main cargo areas and a little tower block which goes up about 20 floors. And there doesn't seem to be any deep bite gang members that you can see from the outside anywhere, not even on the streets.
Okay.
It's what time of day would it be you was going there? Like morning, afternoon, evening?
Probably evening to be less conspicuous.
Yep.
There'd probably be more of them there, but at the same time, we're less likely to get spotted.
Yeah, so I mean, even with like it's evening in the main town, you can normally hear all the nightlife picking up and echoing around. It is silent here, other than the odd lone car or van like in the distance or a couple of roads down moving around. Can't hear anything here.
Can we get close enough to take a look in the building?
Yeah, there is a simple chain link fence around it. The gate is it was bolted shut, but has been the actual locking mechanism has been broken. So the gate just swings
Broken,
open.
specifically.
Yes, it looks like whoever broken in here did it in such a way that they didn't care if the lock didn't work anymore, because it is in pieces, sort of discarded to the side.
Okay.
And they're not new, but you can see several like car tire tracks and heavy lorries that have come in and since left, as the gravel on the ground has been imprinted.
Well, that's suspicious to say the least. I will.
Could I have a quick perception check from people?
All right.
Sure.
Difficulty 2.
Oof.
Oops.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the two of you that got above 12 would notice that there are security cameras on like the corner of each corner of every building in the site. However, you will also notice that they are not on. They don't have the little light to symbolize that they have power, and they're sort of drooping as if to say that they've been switched off.
That implies either that it is actually abandoned or that somebody doesn't want to be recorded for posterity.
I mean, it'd be nice to take these things off and maybe sell them for a quick buck, but
I imagine
yeah.
whoever actually owns this building,
Yeah,
because somebody does, somewhere deep in there.
I'd actually say, Merlin, you actually noticed that all of them weren't looking at the gate when they were turned off. They all seem to be focused more towards the back of the complex.
Huh.
The back of the complex.
Which, at a quick glance, it just looks like there's like a courtyard or something back there. Looks obviously like a loading bay of some sort. But all of the tire tracks don't seem to even head that way. They all seem to go directly to the warehouses.
All right. Well, I'm going to sneak across quietly and try and get close to one of the buildings and get to a door
Stealth check then?
or a window.
I can't remember if I need to give a difficulty for a stealth check.
That depends on how easily I'm going to be spotted as to what the difficulty would be.
Do you want me to do this?
This might be a good idea because I don't actually have a stealth skill.
I have a 2 stealth.
Let me take this one.
I'm gonna say difficulty 2.
That and once you've gone across, the two of us can follow you on your roll anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna say difficulty 2 on this one.
And I have a. This is simplified for me.
So that'll be difficulty 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this.
So, you two can't follow him because you don't know where he went. No, so, yeah, you're able to get across. Again, it is quiet in this area. You get to the door. Still, you can't hear anything noticeably coming through from inside the building. You said you were looking through the window?
Yes, for
Window or
now.
door, whichever we find closest.
You look through the window of the warehouse, and it is pitch black inside. But you can't even see, like, there's no lighting at all on inside. Not even like emergency lighting has its active light. You know, the little LED that states there is power to it. No, you can't even see that. There is a thin layer of dust on like the windowsill.
Is the door ajar?
The door is shut.
If I walk over and check it, is it locked?
It is locked, but it's not barred. You can tell that, like, it's got a simple old style lock and key. There's no digital lock to it at all.
Okay. If I didn't suspect there might be someone hiding in a basement or something, I'd kick it, but...
Again, yeah, inside is like from what you can see from the light coming in from outside. There's a very thin layer of dust, implying that if this place is abandoned, it's not been abandoned for very long. Probably like a month or so.
This wouldn't happen to be the warehouse that we found, or that I found them at last time, would it?
No, you found them in a much smaller warehouse
Okay.
that was sort of nestled between a load of workshops. Like, these warehouses are storage warehouses where finished products are sent to await delivery to clients.
Yes. Oh, if that's the case, I'm going to turn on the light on my toggle and sneak in and see if I can. Or, well, we've got to open the door first. Who has the lockpicks? Just to see if anybody left anything behind when they left.
I do have some hand tools, but no lockpicks.
Couldn't you not just punch out the window?
I mean, I could just kick the door in. I've got hooves and hardened hooves. I just don't want to make that much noise in case they're in, like, the warehouse next door.
Or someone so happens to be crossing a street.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I'm gonna do something. You all, I open my mouth, but you all don't hear anything. But the glass shatters on the window.
What did you just do?
Back then.
I got the what kind of surgery? I got the species surgery from the dolphin. It's me to use my voice as a purge wave at.
I mean,
So I just
so the glass shatters. The sound of shattering glass echoes inside the warehouse and is quite audible.
Yeah, Liam winces.
Do you do that thing where you pause for a split second, or do you just pile in as quick as possible?
I get behind the nearest thing I can hide behind.
Yeah, there's a couple of
Probably inside the warehouse.
On the outside, there's not much other than a couple of like left crates and barrels that appear empty if you check them.
Yeah, he'd probably be going through the window.
What's everyone else doing?
I'm going in.
I approached muttering, just let me try to jimmy the lock open with some thing. But oh well.
Yeah.
Great, man, it's an old lock. Give me a credit card and a butter knife.
You said that anyone would bring them. I thought you left them.
After a few moments, it's still quiet. You can't hear any alarms. You can't hear the murmur of people or any footfalls.
Well, after that couple moments, I'll turn on my flashlight. On dim, just enough that I can see.
Yeah.
And take a look around the warehouse.
This warehouse is very bare. It's the size of probably it's the size of probably like a football pitch, but it is empty with the odd crates still under tarps in the corners. The crates themselves are empty or hollow at least.
Is there an office anywhere in there?
There's a little office to the side.
That's where I'd be going to investigate.
Yeah, again, like, it's a tiny little cupboard of an office, a big, like, sheet window that overlooks the whole warehouse.
Yeah.
A little door, again, lock and key scenario, but it's not actually locked, this one. Inside is not really much other than there is nothing in the way of technology, but there is a couple of bits of paperwork sort of left on the desk, and it's more or a conviction notice actually.
Okay.
Basically informing the previous occupants of this warehouse was actually belonged to the company that Squares owns,
Uh-huh.
and it basically had said that the owner of this site had been behind his payments and had missed the previous 3 months of rent, and had been informed of his uh, eviction notice and had effectively 2 weeks to clear out.
Okay.
Which is very peculiar considering Squares is a very rich person in himself, and the company he runs is a very well-off company. It's surprising to see that they couldn't make ends meet for a warehouse site. But it stated that the cost was around 1,000 credits per month. Which, for a company, that shouldn't be too hard to cover.
No, that should be pretty easy to cover. Um, is this on ground level or is it up in?
This is the ground level, yes. The first floor.
Okay. I'm gonna take a real careful look at the floor and make sure there's nothing else there.
Give me a perception check then. Whilst this is going on, what are you other two doing?
Hmm. So are we in
Difficulty?
Sorry, what was that?
What's the difficulty for the check?
Difficulty 2, sorry.
I'm inside the building.
Yeah, if you wanted to get inside the building, you can, because the window was blown out.
Yeah.
All right.
So, unfortunately, Liam, you can't really find anything else other than, like, under the desk, you find what looks like a discarded lockbox, but it's empty, and it looks a bit old and tatty. Obviously, wasn't worth keeping.
Okay.
Nothing really of note. The warehouse looks pretty, like, when they say abandoned, this one especially looks pretty abandoned. Like, it's all that was left was either not of worth or was just empty boxes.
Yeah. Or at least not of enough value to take with.
Yes, like any form of technology or like electronic records was obviously taken, and all the bits of paperwork that you can find are either referring back to the eviction notice or are receipts of previous purchases of, like, delivery truck X here to pick up the shipment A sort of scenario. No
Yeah.
actual records of what was in the boxes or what was being stored here.
Nothing of any particular note.
No.
Other than being owned by Squares, this warehouse is a bust.
Yeah, and if you look into the other large warehouses on this site, it's pretty much the same deal of the same. Excuse me, sorry. One of them does have actually a old abandoned a truck actually inside. Nothing is loaded on it. It looks like it's just been left there. Keys are on the seat though.
I'll take a quick peek through the glove box and see if there was anything in there of note.
Nothing really of note.
See how long it's been here if the registration's expired.
Registration is expired. You probably guess when it was last. It's been here for at least like 3 months or so. There is a couple of lewd magazines in the glove box with a date on.
Discreetly hides them.
Ah, yes. The memorable November issue.
Yeah. Evidence. I will keep this for later.
Now, guys, do you think this thing still works?
Well, only one way to find out.
Should I try now, or
When you put the keys in, the truck doesn't start, but it sort of it initializes all the electronics. It does. The electronics turn on, and it actually tells you there is half a tank of fuel in it.
huh?
Oh. But when you try to actually start it, does it not turn over at all, or?
It splutters a little bit, but it does turn on. It's a very loud truck, and it does roar a little bit.
I quickly turn it off and say, "Okay, it sort of works. Let's leave it alone for now."
And if you look at the, does anyone inspect the dashboard at all?
I'll take a look at it.
When starting an unfamiliar vehicle, making sure that it's not going to explode on you is usually a good idea.
You do notice sort of just above like the rear view mirror, or the side mirror, sorry, I should say. There is actually a tachograph disc in it, and whoever
You mean
was driving,
tachometer?
yeah, sorry,
Rolling what I just rolled. I rolled
oh,
also 2 critical fails on my neck.
what were you trying to do, sorry?
The statistical odds of that happening.
Pretty
Yeah.
bad, but what were you trying to do?
I was trying to look at the same thing you were.
Yeah, everything's over like above head height, so you can't really get a good look at all the nooks and crannies. But
This is.
this truck was built for normal people. I'm sorry.
Not very small, round.
But yeah, you look at the graph, and whoever was driving this last was driving it well above the speed limits and was driving it for a very long time. They were going or near top speed for at least 3 hours.
Oh, damn. Yeah, there must be some. Must be some.
Is it by chance the bird people's car?
No, this is a proper truck. It doesn't have a trailer hitched up to it, but it's like...
I am going to write down the VIN number and call our officer friend.
That's a good idea.
How do you want to word this?
I'm going to be going to here. I need to step out for like 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Continue with it.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, I'm going to gonna get out of the truck and basically explore the abandoned warehouse. See if there's any like working electronics or computers.
So as I said, all the warehouses have pretty been cleared out. This is the warehouse closest to the rear. Actually, the warehouse where all the cameras were looking at. And other than this truck, there's not much else. Actually, can I get a quick perception check from you, Merlin? Difficulty 3.
All right. Do I blow a focus for one of these? Yeah, sure, I'll blow one.
Be safer to. It'd probably be safer to go with the 2 and just bump it up to 12.
The 2? Oh.
Yeah,
Blow 2 of them?
Focus and bump it up to 12 if you're going to do that at all.
Sure. Let's do that then.
Yeah. You notice that actually underneath the truck itself is a smashed toggle.
Oh.
Like it looked like it had been squashed flat and tossed underneath the truck.
Well, don't touch that. I'm going to call our officer friends, specifically that one officer, and give him our location and let him know that we found a truck and we have the VIN number and are wondering if it's stolen or not, or if it was being searched for. We've got the plate number too, because it'll be on the back.
Yes, he does state that it is on their systems and wanted for speeding, and it wasn't reported for theft, but it had been reported because a truck, the truck of a same make, model, and VIN number had been, or someone had basically cloned this truck. Or this is the clone, and had been running around with it.
All right, I'll let him know we've also found a damaged toggle, and I'll tell him which warehouse we're in.
There's that sort of thing of, I'm not even going to ask what you're doing there, but thanks.
Or rather, I'm telling him what warehouse the truck is in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And while you guys are actually in here, it is so slight and like you almost don't notice it. But if you look towards the as you glance around and your eyes just pass towards the offices, you do see a slight glinting in one of the windows.
Oh shit!
Like not like like almost like a TV's on or something. But it's so faint that you could very easily miss it.
Well, immediately Dark Horse finds a shadow.
Like you don't hear anything or anyone, and you can't see anyone, but you do see like it's like a very dark grey sort of becoming illuminated within the black.
Do I creep toward it or assume it's a bomb?
The offices is about a good 50 meters away from the current warehouse you're in.
I'm going to, against better judgment, move towards it quietly and in as many shadows as I can find.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that thing in case it's like a camera.
Okay, can I get a stealth check from you then, Liam?
All right, stealth community.
Liam, sorry.
Oh,
At what
Can I get a
difficulty?
difficulty 2?
Okay. What is with the 8s?
So
I am
Yes.
going to put
8
1
is-
into that and re-roll 1. Or re-roll the 3. There we go.
So yeah, you like get yourself over there, fairly confident you weren't spotted. As you peek through the window, it's actually not a light, so to speak, but it's a light fixture that's hanging from the ceiling, and it's just catching the light as it sort of gently twists by
Rotating,
itself.
hanging
Yeah.
on the wire. Okay.
But it looks like relatively new. Like people took the time to clean the office building before leaving. Like everything.
Is the door locked?
The main door into the building is locked. But the door heading into the room you're looking at is actually unlocked.
I will very slowly open it.
Yeah, you open it up.
I'm also taking note of whether or not there's any breeze in this building.
Open it up, and no real sound other than the very faint creaking of the light fixture hanging. The very first thing you smell, actually, you do get a smell though, and the very first thing you smell is a very familiar smell by now, and it's that very sweet smell.
Oh, no.
But you don't see any colour.
I'm going to try to call on my toggle, say, what's wrong? Is there any suspicions with that thing? The area?
I am going to close the door and start heading back towards him and say it smells sweet in there.
Oh, shit. I think someone planned this as a trap.
They might have. We might need backup.
No, I mean, I think they're planning on having us call the cops here so they can unleash it on the whole lot of them.
Exactly why we let them know that it's here ahead of time.
All right.
Get them to bring full hazmat suits. And be prepared for this.
I'm gonna fly into the rooftop of that warehouse because it seems like the gas moves downward, right?
Well, the sweet smell is coming from the office blocks, not the warehouse. But it's a very open-topped building with like a fire escape at the top as well. That door is also unlocked if you tried it. But yeah.
Huh.
Like it's clearly unlocked. It's open ajar slightly. No sweet smell up here.
Okay.
Guess I'll go inside it.
Yeah, heading inside. There's no lighting, so it's basically pitch black in here almost. I'm assuming you have your own toggle light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Room.
And I also have an actual flashlight too.
Yeah. Rooms are spotless. All the furnishings in here are almost brand new.
Yeah, that's not suspicious or anything.
Hmm.
And Another thing to note is lack of dust. The warehouses you checked had a thin layer of dust. This place doesn't.
Now, is it just furniture, or is there any electronics there, computer, or?
It
Or lab
looks
equipment that's very small.
so on the very top floor. It's looks like it was going to be like servers or some form of electronics stored here. All the tables were set up, all the electrical ports had been set up. But as far as you can tell, it looks like no electrical equipment ever made it into the build, like into this floor. There's no scuff marks or signs of use anywhere. Either it was
I imagine with what we're dealing with, I'd have brought the gas mask with me.
Oh yeah, there's like a little like corrugate like steel frame work on the side of the building which you can use to get up to the roof. But yeah, going inside, no sweet smell, no dust. Brand new like desks and chairs, but no electricals other than the lighting.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my gas mask on.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Why are gas masks being put on?
Sweet smell found. So I'm going to put my gas mask on and go into the office that I found the sweet smell in.
I walk in there with nothing on.
And Merlin's going in through the top.
Yeah.
Marion is going to immediately inform you to put something on.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, for those going in through the ground floor, yeah, it's a sweet smell, but it's a lot weaker than what you're used to. And you can't, with your even with your flashlights out, you can't see any colorings to the air.
Okay, I'm going to very carefully examine this office.
And I'm gonna examine my office, mostly checking under the furniture.
Why don't you leave that to me?
I mean, we're in different offices, right?
Oh, okay, got it. I remember. I just got here. I didn't know there was more than one office.
Yes, Liam went through the ground floor because he saw a glinting of light, which turned out to be a broken light fixture, while Merlin has flew onto the roof and gone in through the fire door at the top.
Yeah. Slightly concerned with the light fixture because you still haven't mentioned whether or not there's any feeling of a breeze in here.
Well, I did say the fire escape at the very top of the building was open ajar slightly, like only by a couple of inches.
Yeah, but the office door was closed.
Yes.
The light fixture in the office shouldn't be rotating unless there's some kind of breeze or something disturbed it.
Looking around the ground floor office, there is one electrical device actually in here, and it's effectively just a computer in the corner of the room.
Effectively?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look like if you're looking at it, it's very low tech. It's very basic, brand new. Like it looks like it's only been taken out of the box recently.
Okay.
No power in the
Kind
building.
of beige, has an IBM logo.
Oh no, it's not even IBM.
Found anything down there?
But it is that very like dirty cream color.
I will key up Marin and inform them that I found this.
It's actually such an old computer that it doesn't have smart glass or anything that allows it to interact with a toggle.
You know, that kind of sounds like a crash lead. I still have mine on me. So,
Yeah, compared to yours, it's a very old model. Whilst yours is a lot more streamlined and uh, I want to say it's more mobile. This one is probably larger, clunkier, more like it looks like the type of thing that you install it in a workstation and it doesn't move from that room.
Okay.
do you guys want me to head down there?
Well, it might be an idea because I don't have any hacking abilities whatsoever.
I know you said
If you want me to break it, that's fine, but but I don't think we need to.
I mean, a computer like that doesn't look like it has any like wireless ports, so I'm gonna have to go into it manually with a crash suite. But
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know you were saying you were looking through the top floor office, weren't you, Merlin?
yes,
So, give me a perception check, difficulty 2.
all right. Okay, I'm using a ratings for that or focus.
Yeah, bump it up by 1.
Yep.
So you find effectively at first you look glancing around and you don't see anything. Like there's not much to check because it's just tables and chairs. And then you have a sudden thought, and you go up to one of the chairs and you look underneath the desk. And stapled to the bottom of the desk is a note. And it simply states Area 524.
Okay.
Area 524. It's a stamp.
It's a little piece of paper that is stapled to the underside of the table.
All right, I
Right in front of a chair.
all right, I take this piece of paper and look at it. I'll try to read it.
Yeah. You get the idea that maybe some more forgetful employees staple their password to the underside of the table they work at.
All right, this could be useful.
Yeah, gives the inkling that while it doesn't look like there was computers here, that either it was the fault of putting them there, or they were there and have been removed.
Okay.
Might be something to draw on the computer downstairs.
I take it you're going to give me the password?
Sure.
Oh. Is there any power in the warehouse?
No. Actually, a quick one. How are you going down, Luna? Are you going outside and flying down, or are you heading through the building?
I'm.
Through the building is probably safer.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna head down the stairs to the building.
So it's probably about the 5th floor. Like you're going down. This is a story of offices. About the 5th floor, you spot a very well. You've already had the smell, and now you spot the device. This little ball just lying on the floor.
Guys, I go on my toggle and say, guys, I spotted the device. The bioweapon.
Oh, goody.
Well, it's on the 5th floor,
right.
and I proceed to run.
It's a
I proceed.
You can tell that it has been active because there is the pink dust all around it. But the sweet smell is very faint. Even next to the device, you almost can't. Like sometimes you even forget it's there. It's just
be.
it's just sat there, Inert. Not doing much.
So it's already been worn out.
So the ball isn't hurt.
The balls are inert.
All right.
Tell me, is there anything else I find in that room other than that old workstation?
Not in that room, no. You look through a couple of the other offices on that floor, and again, it's much the same of just office rooms that were set up ready to be installed with equipment, but have no equipment in them. Do you check the other floors?
Sure.
Definitely worth it.
Second floor, it's actually more of a. It's not an office space. The second floor, it's a sort of a break room sort of room, spanning probably best part of half this floor. It's got like coffee machines set up, no power to anything, cupboards that are empty, first aid station which actually has the seal still on it, so it's been put up and never used and wasn't removed.
Okay. So,
And on the third floor, there is actually a lift you find. Which, now you think about it, you didn't recall seeing a lift on the top floor. Merlin and Liam, you don't recall seeing one on the first or second, or any of the floors really, other than the third floor.
okay.
Hmm.
In that case, well,
Uh,
first off, I'm going to pry the door open very carefully.
It slides open with a very loud and low sort of rolling sound, as there's no power in this place, so there's nothing keeping it shut, and it doesn't
Yeah.
resist you to close again. And it's just a straight shoot down.
How far down?
So far that even with your toggle light, you can't see the bottom.
I look around for any random solid piece of trash laying around.
Where there's chairs in the offices.
That's a bit bigger than I'm looking for.
Why don't I just fly down and check the bottom?
How much space do you need to fly? Because it's like
Yeah.
it's not like a goods lift; it's a people lift. Like this lift,
Oh,
it's no more than like, if I was to say 10 feet, that's me being generous in every direction.
yeah, that's not enough for me to
Yeah.
fly.
I take out one of my widgets and hold it out and drop it. And listen for the impact at the bottom. And try and determine how tall it is from that.
So you let go, and it's probably a good 5 second, like between 5 to 10 seconds before you hear it impact something.
That's a long way down.
Yep.
And as the sound echoes back up the chute and around the offices, that deathly silence returns again. Can I get a who is by the lift, by the way? Are all three of you there?
Yes.
Can I get perception checks from all of you then? Difficulty 2.
Would reclaim auditory be
What's,
of any use or
what's auditory do again? Sorry.
sound?
I'm gonna say no for this one.
And it's difficulty 2?
Difficulty 2, yeah.
Alright.
Liam spots it that there is a camera just to the corner of the room with the lift, looking at the door, and it does have a little red light on it. But it's not focused on anything, it's just looking at the door. Which is very peculiar because this is the only piece of electrical equipment you have found with power in the entire building. Like, either you try the lights and they don't turn on.
Yikes.
We're on Mars, right?
Yes.
That's 220 meters. That's a long way down.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, bear in mind you are on like the 3rd floor as well, so
Even still, that's a long way down. That's definitely underground. Okay.
I wasn't denying that, but
Yes, I found a free fall calculator to determine how long that was based on the time you gave us.
Fun time.
At the very least, it's 55 meters. At the most, it's 220.
yeah, I did say between 5 to 10, so tell you what, it took about 7 seconds before it hit the floor.
That'd be 107.8 meters. So that's still pretty far down.
That's still that's
a good distance. And yes, I calculated for Mars gravity.
I mean, like I said, you are 3 floors up, so it's probably not as deep as you were thinking, but yeah, that is definitely an underground floor.
Yeah.
So if we were to go down the chute, we'll break our legs.
I believe so. If I remember, I think Mars's gravity is that strong still. There is a call button, but like I said, you open the door with little effort, implying that there's no power to the doors.
Is the elevator above us or below us?
You can't see the elevator, and it doesn't seem to go up, so you suspect it probably hit the roof of the elevator.
Okay. I'll also note that the average height of a room is like 2-3 meters tops.
I know it's gonna sound strange, but can I hack into that camera that's still on?
It's not a wireless camera. It's
Oh,
wired,
right.
actually.
Shit.
Closed circuit.
Yeah.
You have to actually access it physically to get to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Even with my
it's not
helmet thing?
outside of your reach though, and like it's not a high-tech camera. It's got like a load of exposed wires and ports on the back,
Alright.
so you could plug directly into it if you really wanted to.
I'll try that then. Hold on, I take the crestway out of my bag and get some wiring.
I'm trying to think now what would be the best role. I don't think there is. There's computering. Is it computer for hacking?
Hacking generally sabotage, but I guess I guess
Operate
for
might
that
work
could also
too.
be operate.
Uh, make me a case. What would you be using, and how would you be doing it?
You mean like connecting the wires from my crash suite to the camera?
Like, are you just trying to access it, or are you actively trying to hack?
I'm trying to access it.
Yeah. Uh, there is a small sort of security password. It asks for like an ID number.
I tried the ID that was written on the paper.
Denied.
Well, looks like I'm actually gonna have to hack it then.
Yeah. It's give me sabotage difficulty 3.
Alright, I have that simplified, so it's a difficulty 2. And I have a boon on that, so 3. Okay, that did not go right. There we go. And I'm gonna use the boon to push it up to a 12.
Yeah. Whilst it asks for an ID number, it's not a particularly difficult one because you can hacking through the mainframe. You can kind of guess what it has a pattern to the password, so it's kind of easy once you understand that pattern to hack through it. And you can actually, basically, you now have access to the recorded files of this camera.
Alright.
And BRB 1 sec. Need to use the restroom.
Yeah. Shut down the system, reboot in Linux, erase password file, restart.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, look, there's an option to download RAM. Let's do that. Oh no.
That said, accessing the camera probably isn't going to get us much because all it's going to do is show us what the camera is currently looking at.
I mean, it's showing recording files, so maybe it could show us the last person that's been here, potentially.
Maybe. Fingers crossed, anyway. Did I do anything intelligent enough as bringing climbing gear? I did not. Do either of you have climbing gear?
That would be a no.
I figured I wouldn't even need climb gear because I can fly.
Can you not just like glide down?
Well, it is an elevator the size of the standard thing you'd find in a building. Like, big enough to maybe fit a sofa in at best. Plus 161.
Right, sorry about that.
No problem.
Alright, so I'm gonna download the recording files.
Yeah, it's so it looks like this camera records on motion, and there are 3 recordings on this camera.
Alright.
One dating a month ago, second one dating only a week ago, And the third and newest one is currently recording.
Okay.
Well, since right now is us, let's go see a month ago first.
Yeah.
So, you see the lift being approached by 3 men and a woman of some sort. The 3 men are wearing helmets, and the woman is the only one who has an exposed head, but is wearing a mouth mask almost. Looks to be of feline description, heading into the lift and going down. And the camera rolls for probably a good 5 minutes before the lift opens again, and you see only the female and one guard come out. And then the camera rolls for another 10 minutes before turning off again.
Okay. What about the week ago?
Week ago, you see it records the lift opening, no one stepping out and no one stepping in, and then the lift door shut. And then roll on 10 minutes, it goes dead again.
Play that back and look to see if it happens to be our mouse that went in.
Nope.
Like, very carefully check.
Nope. Even if you zoomed in, you cannot see anyone exit or enter the lift. Can I get a difficulty? I'm going to say difficulty 4 perception check on this one.
Alright.
For anyone who is watching.
Pretty unlikely, but... Oh, I got it!
Nice.
You actually notice it's very faint and almost like unless you were, if the camera quality was any less, you probably wouldn't notice it. But you swear you see the lift bob slightly as if someone got on it. But you didn't see anyone enter the lift.
So hold on. 4 people got in the lift, but then coming back out, only the female and one of the guards came out.
Yep.
So what are you saying we noticed?
And on the week ago, the lift opened. You didn't see anyone enter the lift, but the lift definitely bobbed, as if to say extra weight was added to it. And then the door shut.
Alright, so I'm gonna save the month.
So somebody went down there a week ago.
Yeah,
Wearing
but
probably active camouflage.
yeah.
Bloody good one at that, because they weren't even casting a shadow.
I'm going to see if I can download and save the week ago and a month ago recordings for future use.
So, yeah, easily done. It's other than the password protection to access the camera. There's no protection stopping you from adding or removing files.
Okay. One more thing to check. See when the current file started recording to make sure it is in fact us that started it.
Alright.
Since it records for 10 minutes after
Yes.
Any action it
Its
detects.
start. So its start was, if you were to open it up, it actually started rolling, like a couple of seconds before you entered the screen.
Okay, so it probably would have been us that triggered it.
Yeah, it's about 10 seconds before you enter the camera shot.
Did it show, or did the other recording show that the elevator returning after the nothing went down it?
Nope.
Huh. Well then.
Was it something you did earlier that got you inside? Or the van or the truck starting?
Well, that wouldn't have happened a week ago, but I'm just
No, I mean
wondering
right now.
what- Oh, right now? It probably would have been us walking in front of it.
Oh. Alright.
Oh, that makes me wonder if whatever has the active camo is still down there or not.
That's what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure it still is because it didn't come back up. Anybody got a convenient can of paint?
I do not. And what's really funny is one of the characters in another campaign I'm playing and carries around a can of spray paint just for this sort of occasion.
I mean, the closest thing I have is an instant bond, but that's more for welding.
Yeah, I've got D-res enzyme, welding enzyme. Huh.
Another thing to note is this camera actually records with sound.
Oh, please do play it.
Yes.
Yeah, whilst playing it, the week ago one, it's very faint, but noticeable. You can hear footsteps. However, the one playing the month ago one, there is this. You can see the four are talking to each other, but you can't hear what they're saying because there is this almost like a scrambling going on where you can barely hear what they're saying, but it's muffled and music being played.
Heads-up projector?
Sounds like whilst no timestamp, it shows you the date but not the time. But from the sound of what's being playing, it sounds like it's the morning radio.
Did we find a radio anywhere in this building?
None that you have seen.
And I take it the old utility truck didn't have a stereo in it.
It has a stereo in it, but like I said, it's
I doubt it reached up this high, even if they cranked it.
yeah, like this lift is dead center in the middle of the building.
Yeah.
And it's 3 floors up. And the warehouse it was in was 50 meters away as well. So that's one loud stereo system if it was.
Going around with subs in the back.
Yeah, it doesn't have a trailer hooked up to it. He's just got a trailer-sized subwoofer.
All right, so
what species in particular was the feline?
can we tell?
Tiger, but it looks like it was more probably it had tiger markings, but it was a lot fluffier than what a tiger normally is. So potentially,
That sounds adorable.
yeah, potentially a tiger fox cross.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything else for it. We got to go down there. Was there a buy spot nearby that I could pick up some rope
Uh,
or climbing gear of any sort? If anybody still has any cash.
Think I still have some cash left.
on the roof, Merlin, you would notice there was actually a utility cupboard that just had a simple lock on it.
Guess I'll see if I can do it with my hairpin.
Worth opening that beforehand.
Pops open, no issue. It's a pretty simple lock. Because let's be honest, who's going to steal janitorial supplies? But inside there is definitely a repair kit, like a toolbox and like rope and there's actually a. I'm trying to think of how best to describe it. Effectively wire cutters, which looks out of place.
Huh.
Sorry, not wire cutters, bolt cutters. Like very, they're handheld bolt cutters, but very industrial strength ones.
I'm gonna guess they were used recently on that lock.
Yeah, it looks like they don't belong there, but it was locked. So whoever broke in had the key to get into this closet.
Well, that's convenient. We have a rope and a useful lock opener.
Yeah, and the toolkit's got basic gear to make repairs, like hammer, screwdriver. The bonding tape to fill in gaps, things like that.
All right.
Let's bring that stuff with us.
Yeah.
It's all got a little handy case it all stores in, minus the bolt cutters.
Yeah.
I mean, as well as good to mention, there is like mop, broom, bucket, all that in there. Dustpan, dustpan.
Oh yeah. Nothing to worry about there though. Did one of you want to take the tool case or?
All right, I'll take the tool case. I locked my locked my tool case back in the car, so this is gonna be handy.
Yeah, I've got my own tools that are slightly more modern, probably. I will, however, take the bolt cutters.
That toolbox is probably as big as I am.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, I mean, if you put the toolbox on the side, probably, yeah.
All right, so we have a rope to potentially climb down.
Yeah, the rope is not made out of like hemp or anything. It's like a steel fiber rope.
Wow, that's strong.
That's like elevator cable.
Yes, but not quite as thick as the elevator cables you're seeing. It's a couple of inches slimmer. Inches, sorry, centimeters.
Okay. Is there a ladder down the side of the elevator shaft? There usually is.
This one actually doesn't.
Okay.
It looks like there is the elevator shaft itself is a little bit wider than the elevator, and there is like a really convoluted walkway next to the elevator that actually has stairs on it.
Okay. I will attempt to descend that then. Slowly, carefully, making sure I've always got at least 3 points of contact so that I don't fall off of anything if it does break.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Can I have a stealth roll, please? Difficulty 2. From you and anyone else trying to go down.
But
Difficulty?
Difficulty was 2.
Do we remember to tie the rope somewhere?
Yeah, difficulty 2 on stealth, so I've got a body exert of 2. Or wait, the plus 2 wouldn't be there, that's still a 12 though.
I'm using focus.
All right, I'll. So it's body exert difficulty 2.
Got it.
Yes. Well,
All right.
stealth, but yeah.
I've been doing remarkably well with stealth rolls for not having any stealth skill whatsoever. I'll chalk that up to me being a black horse.
The dark horse of the group.
Black horse in a dark hallway.
Yeah, so going down, it's only with you, Liam, really, that I suppose maybe the doctor as well, because he's quite thickly built. The walkway does creak very slightly under your weight, but it does hold fast. And heading down, you're doing your best to not let your hooves clop onto the metal loudly.
Yeah.
This takes a while because you're going down a couple of like a good 100 meters before you come to like that you start seeing the roof of the lift.
Yeah.
And
Upon seeing or getting to the roof of the lift, I see if I can recover my widge.
yeah, you have to sort of reach out because the stairway keeps going down a little bit more, so B stops alongside the lift. So you have to kind of reach out the railings and proper stretch for it. But the lift actually has a little hatch almost on the side onto this service walkway.
How far does the walkway go past the elevator, or does it?
It finishes sort of alongside the elevator.
Okay.
And there's this tiny...
How easily will that panel come out without making a massive racket?
It's a sort of a proper bolted hatch, so it will make a little bit of noise, at least, if you're careful. On the hatch itself, there's this tiny little like portal window, and inside is pitch black.
I used the flashlight to look inside.
It's the inside of a lift. Not much really note in there. It's empty.
I was waiting for that response. I look in the elevator. It's an elevator.
Just want to make sure there weren't any dead bodies in there.
I am going to
That'd be
very
too
carefully
cliche.
remove that hatch after... Does it have any handles on this side?
Sort of when you move the bolt to release it, the bolt sort of turns into the handle.
Okay.
And if you pull it towards yourself, there's this clunking sound as sort of its catch is released and it swings open.
All right. I am going to at this point unfold my bow and get it ready.
Inside the lift, there is the main sliding door, which is shut, and you suspect there's the exterior lift shaft door there after it. And again, like it's the same scenario as above, is when you pull them open, that low rolling sound, but it doesn't give any resistance to open or shut.
I do it very slowly as to minimize this sound, and then peek out of the elevator and see if I can see anything.
So, what do you have? I'm assuming you got flashlights out, or have you doused them?
I have not got a flashlight on at the moment.
Neither do I.
So it's pitch black down here. Pitch black. Again, that faint, sweet smell, but a little bit stronger down here, but not that much stronger.
Okay. I've still got the gas mask on. I will put my toggle in the front pocket of my bulletproof vest, with the flashlight aimed ahead of me, and turn it on as low as I can.
So, despite it being on such a low setting, it's surprisingly bright down here because the walls are both the ceiling, walls, and floor are pure white.
Alright.
Almost like ceramic white color, and it stretches a good 20 meters before you can see this little steel door.
Okay.
It's like galvanized metal door.
With the bow at the ready, I'm going to very carefully step out and see if and move towards whatever would be the next most obvious cover. Are there any doors on the sides of the hallway?
Nope, it's a solid wall, ceiling, and floor. No service hatches or anything. And this steel door does have this a little window looking inside.
All right. I will peek through it without the flashlight at first.
What do you turn the flashlight off, or
Not like turning it off, but like keeping it low so it's not shining directly in the window.
so the little sort of luminosity that's making it through the window? It's very dark in here, but again, it's pure white walls, and against one of the walls, looking away from you, you can see a figure stood there, just in the darkness. Can just give me a quick perception check. Difficulty 2.
Okay. I will spend a focus and re-roll that 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's wearing armor very similar to one of the guards that went down here first. And you can see a rifle just laid on the floor on the ground at his feet.
That's readiness.
But it's stood upright, like in a standing at a guard position. But its rifle's just laid on the floor.
Is it one of the same guards as the one that was in one of the recordings?
Yep.
Ah, shit. Guess they must have used him as some kind of like test subject.
So he's standing at attention, but he's not holding his weapon?
No, the weapon is sprawn out on the floor. It's like a good...
Just as though it was dropped.
Potentially, yes.
Huh.
He's not leaning against the wall at all. He's stood bolt upright.
And this is the only door in the area.
Yep.
I step back from the door, draw my bow, and aim it in the direction of the figure. Would one of you mind opening the door?
I'll open the door slightly and open it.
So the door isn't locked, and it makes a surprisingly loud groan as you pull it to. Figure doesn't react.
I'll lower the bow again and step in very slowly.
Once you enter the room, it's not large, but it's a decent sized sort of 20 by 10 foot sort of room. There's a desk on the end that's got a little smart glass computer, a couple of chairs to one side, and he's actually facing, even though his back is to you, and he is facing a larger door on the other side of the room.
I'm gonna guess that door looks relatively thick and soundproof.
It's a pair
In
of
a most likely wouldn't hear if I said something kind of way.
difficult to say because it's a pair of like alabaster white ceramic sliding doors on first glance.
Okay, well, I'm going to slowly walk across the room with the bow drawn again and poke him with the arrow if he doesn't notice me.
Doesn't react. How is it? How are you looking at him? Sorry, are you still from behind?
From behind, yes.
Yeah, the figure sort of wobbles forward slightly and then back to its resting position. Doesn't react otherwise.
Ignorate, you might want to take a look at this.
Gonna come on over to where he is and what do you?
Yeah, that close. The weapon is clearly loaded, but it's just sprawn on the floor. Safety's off and everything.
Gonna
Does it have a
turn.
pidlock?
Can we put the safety back on?
It's got a ID registration on it.
Okay.
Yeah, this figure's just there. He's wearing full like armor, proper armor. He's got like a bulletproof helmet on and everything.
Well, it should put the safety back on and stow that weapon. What
Yeah,
might that be?
What, the weapon?
Yes.
It is a.
I'm just gonna slip it into my backpack for now.
It's a. I can't pronounce the name. It's a pop-up rifle. It's smaller than most rifles, quite lightweight.
Okay.
I'm gonna real carefully try to remove this guy's helmet.
So when you look at the guy's helmet with your light, the sight you see is not a face; it's solid tumor.
I'm going to do a double take and delve back and. Oh God!
Like there is no resemblance of a face. It is just from the shape of it. It's potentially was something a species that did not have a muzzle or snout. Other than that, no recognition at all. Just a lump of meat.
Ew.
And
Oh God!
Stood there.
Well, that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
And you had one of these strapped to the roof of your car.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Don't remind me. I'm going to continue on and gently open the door. Once again, same idea. Bow drawn and ready. And probably get Marin or Ragnarade to pull the door aside.
Yeah.
Pulling it.
So the double doors slide open. There's no power here really, and it's again it's another small room, and behind this almost like a checkout desk, you see again the other guard sat at a desk. Again, nothing but tumor. He had his helmet off, so you can see the full extent of, a head-shaped tumor. Just sat at a desk.
Liam's going to gag.
Yep. The smart
Sort of
glass.
swallow it down.
The smart glass he's using is off, but it looked like he was in mid-use of it when it happened.
Is his weapon also laying on the floor, or?
He had the sort of resting on the desk was an aggressor, SMG. Again, also ID locked. Their uniform is very. It's a well-known, not mercenary corporation. Of they're simply known as Genesis, which is a mercenary group that basically is almost linked. It's linked to Marsco. It was a Marsco security firm that became so large and successful they self-proclaimed to graduate to become mercenaries. One of those groups, like, if you want security and one of the best security you can get, you call these guys.
Is the second guard a lateral?
Second guard is, again, anthropomorphic.
And I highly doubt he was carrying an aggressor. It's a shoulder-mounted, non-micro-lateral weapon.
sorry, not an aggressor, a rattler, sorry.
There we go.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking, wait a minute.
that was my bad, misreading my notes.
No worries.
Yeah, it's still safety, like it's got the ID lock on. But you can tell from like the way it's set that both these guards were obviously expecting something, because whilst they're ID locked, the safeties were off.
Okay. Once again, I click the safety back on and then stow the weapon.
They're probably ID locked anyway.
They are ID locked, but you can break ID locks now.
I mean, I can probably try that.
Exactly.
It's
not something to try right now, but when we get back later on, we can always mess with it.
And
right.
This corridor, this little room, check-in room, it's got like he's sat behind a booth of bulletproof glass, and there's metal detectors which no power, so they don't go off, and they lead to another door, which is actually ajar slightly. Again, double sliding doors, but one of them is open halfway.
Alright.
And with your lights, you peek in, and it looks like a detention center. Prison blocks.
Oh, that's just all kinds of reassuring.
Oh God.
Again, everything's this alabaster white wall ceiling, flooring. They don't have it's instead of bars, it's reinforced bulletproof glass. It's horrendous in here. About 10 or so laterals, anthros in these cells wearing like bright orange vests, just pure tumor, head to toe.
Liam starts whispering, "Don't throw up in the mask. Don't throw up in the mask. Don't throw up in the mask."
You're making it harder not to.
At
I
least you didn't
stop
have to.
examining things, start watching the floor and ahead of me directly.
And yet again, you can see this in the center of this room. Actually, is a second one of those orbs.
I figured.
Yeah.
When the back when the smell started getting stronger, I put on my mask.
Yeah, like I said, the smell is very faint. It's like you've smelt the smell when these things are going. This is very, very faint in comparison. Like these went inert probably weeks ago, if not a week ago. And yet, you're looking around at all the different corpses. A lot of them, for lack of a better term, tumified where they stood or sat.
So they got the brunt of it immediately.
Yeah, they're just a bioorganic mass.
But like whatever this was works fast because in the positioning of them, none of them seem to have even reacted to its presence.
Ew. And I'm gonna guess they're all dead by now and rotting, and that's gonna smell lovely after a week.
Whether it's the sweetness of the smell, but you can't smell any like rotting or anything like that.
I'm going to snap a few pictures without really looking at where I'm taking where the picture's being taken.
Mm-hmm.
Just point the camera in the general direction, snap a picture.
Yeah, you will notice
just for the sake of evidence.
All these cells are numbered, but there is no names assigned to them.
Okay.
And in actual fact, a lot of the doors were, especially these cells that had people in, were open.
Should we call Maxwell?
They were captives here, but they were not restricted to cells.
I highly doubt we can get a signal out from.
Yeah, like
100 meters underground.
If you check your signal, the only signals you are receiving are basically the direct links to each other's toggles, but you've got no satellite signal, for lack of a better term.
I'm going to make sure to have photos of everything I find on the way through, as disgusting as it is to look at.
Now, you mentioned there was a smart glass earlier, right?
Yes, in the check-in station.
Two of them, in fact.
Yes, there was one in the first room you entered behind a desk, and in the second room you entered, it looked like it was in mid-use when this happened. But the power,
I want to check.
The power
has been
cut.
Oh, so they're unusable.
Unless you want
Unless
to try.
any of us has a PPC.
Yeah. So I've got a biscuit.
No worries.
Hmm.
Which I unfortunately do not have a PPC.
I wonder,
gonna
does
run
the
it.
flash...
But
Does
no
the...
PPC.
Now, does the flashlight have a PPC inside of it?
No, it'd probably just be a basic rechargeable battery.
No.
I have PPC.
Alright,
You do?
Yep, I do.
let's
Okay.
use that then.
But which one is it you're using first?
Probably start with the one we found first.
Yeah.
Yep,
All right, go ahead and plug it in.
you plug it in, and the smart glass comes to life with colors as it boots up. And the very first thing that it pops up with is error. Unable to connect to server.
Can we get the
Yeah.
server address off of it?
From what you're looking at, it states after that it just states, please contact administrators to have the server address realigned. For further details, please contact your line manager.
Alright.
Does it have any offline data?
Not that it is showing you at the moment, because behind this pop-up you can see like a login screen.
Alright,
Pop
so...
up and log in.
I'm gonna see if I can hack into it.
Give me a sabotage check, difficulty 3.
Alright. Ah, fuck. I'm gonna use the boon to simplify that. I need to reroll the 2. Alright, that should be enough.
Oh yes. Yeah, you somehow fight against it trying to constantly connect to a server that doesn't exist, and you're able to bypass the passwords. And it does have a couple of offline data packs. Most of it is simply jargon, program files of a typing that you have no idea what it is. But there is one that is just simply a notepad.
Alright, let's look at the notepad.
And it simply states, or it has a list of tells the number of detainees, which is 20, followed by minimal security. Then it states awaiting transfer. Now, if you were to double check, there are not 20 bodies in there. There is 7 at most.
Alright. Are there any other doors or anything we haven't explored yet?
At the very end,
There was another smart glass we had to explore.
there's another smart glass, and at the end of the little detention center was a set of very thick, heavy doors, noticeably reinforced because they got bolts and that protruding from them.
Alright. Shall we continue to check down that way and leave you to the other smart glass?
Sure.
Alright. So you boot up the second smart glass, and this one does not try to connect to a server or ask for a login. when it boots up, it simply states the computer was shut down incorrectly. And does that really annoying reminder of lecturing you of how not to just turn the computer off and allow it to run its shutdown scripts. And it restores the program. And it brings up a word page that's detailing a report. Going through it, it's basically basically looked like whoever was the guard who was typing this last was detailing how the latest inspection was successful. No contraband was found. Prisoners in good health. But it then stops in the last sentence where it simply states parcels for prisoners were, and then it just stops with the letter S.
Oh God! So they didn't even know what was happening at first.
Huh. The guard was cut off mid-finger typing.
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat the previous caution going through the reinforced door. Bow drawn at the ready, and have Ignorate push the other door open.
Pushing.
So you push. Can I get a body exert? Is athletics to do with strength? Yeah.
Yes.
Can I get a athletics check? Difficulty 3.
Oh, heavy door.
Like I said, the boat is a double door. Both of them are about.
Good God, a 3? This is gonna suck.
Yeah.
I might have to do this.
Yeah. They're about 10 foot tall, 5 feet across each. Heavy bolting across them. They do look electronic, which is bizarre.
Hey, I got it.
So you give it the old heave ho, and
Micro strength.
It opens very slowly and loudly as well, as it scrapes against metal. Inside is you exit this alabaster white madness, and it's very industrial again. Cast iron walls, mortar, brickwork in some places, and a little bit damp as well. Like there's a leaking pipe every hit here and there. Sorry, and very faintly is this strip lighting above. It's very dim. Some of it is even flickering, but it's there.
Okay, then. I will very, very cautiously advance, examining everything on my way through.
Going through, it's a very cluttered because it's a mishmash of, like I said, mortar, brickwork, stone, and like metal. But there isn't really anything of note like on the walls. And this corridor, you're going slowly, so it does feel like you're spending a good 10 minutes sort of tiptoeing almost through until you come to effectively another door. And this door is very similar to the one you just opened, but this one is actually ajar slightly.
Through the door.
Hmm. And the smell, the sweet smell, is actually very faint here. Like it's a lot fainter than anywhere else in the building you've been. And going inside this room is a very elaborate workshop, actually. And there is another lift in the corner that goes up. And this workshop has a lot of tools for working with biomatter, basically. It's got a scanner in one room, a tank for growing basically the building blocks of a body. All nice and clean, and everything's put away neatly.
So this was used recently.
There is a clipboard on the side,
Yeah.
and it has the schematics for a person, and it then goes into jargon of different materials used for different parts of the body, implants, modifications, all printed out like with ink, and then at the bottom, signed by hand, simply states process successful.
Okay. Can I tell what kind of body they were printing?
This one looks it's a body of
Do I need to pass this to the doctor?
you could, just from looking at it, it's the body shape of a lion vector.
Okay.
However, if you're reading the notes correctly, this guy was 20 foot tall.
Huh.
I'm going to take pictures of these notes and leave them there.
However, looking at the tanks, there's no way in hell a 20-foot person was in that.
I'll also be snapping pictures of the tanks. And anything else that seems out of place in here.
Not out of place, but there's all the tools and gadgets you would assume someone who was doing this line of work would need. If you don't have any knowledge in the field, you're probably not even sure what half of it is even for.
Yeah. Yeah, Ignorate might know, but Liam certainly doesn't.
What do you want me to try and do?
So we're looking through the
just
room.
saying you'd probably recognize the stuff that's in this room. It's all medical equipment.
Yeah, it's all like medical equipment for someone who's building a custom body.
That's a very specific purpose for equipment. Okay.
Building custom bodies, implanting implants, cybernetic implants.
Is there any useful tech here that they left?
Nothing really. Like, there's the tools, but without the equipment to use them, really. Like, it's all equipment more than actual technology.
Yeah.
Great.
Like, you're fairly certain the giant uh, like super soaker, for a lack of a better description, probably is used for null blood.
Well, I can kind of personally attest to that, considering I'm now filled with this.
Yeah.
The new blood, yeah.
Um, putting two and two together, it's becoming quite alarming that there is a 20-foot tall lion with new blood walking around somewhere.
Hopefully, he is
Yeah.
also not the thing that can camouflage.
Looking at that lift, a 20-foot tall person probably could get in there, but that's all that's getting in there, and it's not a comfortable squeeze either.
I was going to say. Alright, so somewhere down here there's a 20-foot tall lion.
Yeah, and there's also like an actual service lift going upwards in the corner.
Oh,
Another
service
lift?
lift. Not just any lift, a service lift. That's for industrial size things. Oh, like, being able to transport
Yeah,
20-foot tall people.
but it's sort of that weird. It's the size of service lift, but it's clearly used for personnel. Like it's not all enclosed. It's open aired.
Well,
But
I
there's
guess
not
we're
big
seeing
enough
where
for
this is
stuff on the
going.
floor. Yeah, I guess we are. Lovely. Off we go, I guess.
You would notice that the lift is actually on your level at the moment. You don't have to call it down. There isn't power, so it doesn't go up. And
But I imagine there's a ladder or a platform or something that goes up the side for
this one does
maintenance.
actually have a ladder, but the ladder goes up. This room's about 50 foot tall, and it goes up to a hatch on the ceiling, which is attached to effectively a sliding hatch, a large hatch on the ceiling, really.
Okay.
You would imagine that it slides open to allow the occupants of the lift to get to the next floor.
Well, nothing for it. I fold the bow back up on my back and start climbing.
Yep. You climb up. Every 10 feet or so, it's the ladder stops for a platform, allowing you to swap to a different ladder, which is kind of useful because climbing up a 50-foot ladder, fuck that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even if I've got massive athletic legs.
And get to the hatch. It's shut, but not barred.
I will, as quietly as I can, slide it open.
Open it up, and you come up into a large, cluttered room. Like a warehouse almost, but you're unsure whereabouts you've come up because of how the corridors and rooms keep twisting. It's difficult to say how far out you've gone, but you're definitely up in a warehouse of some sort. And this place is a war zone. There are upturned tables, smashed tables, bullet holes everywhere.
Yeah. Can I get a signal from here?
Very faint.
I'm going to call Maxwell.
The line is patchy, but you can reach him.
I'm going to do
Maxwell
my
here.
best to...
How can I help?
I need you to come with some men to that building that I mentioned earlier. We found quite a lot of stuff that you really need to see. And you may want to bring weapons and gas masks. I'm not sure what else is still here.
And probably body bags. You hear from the back.
A lot of body bags.
He like
Bring your men with the most or with the strongest
hesitates a little
stomachs.
bit because he hesitates for like a split second. Uh, we are literally about to hit a warehouse. Like, it's happening now. Can this wait?
Confirm the address of the warehouse you're hitting.
Yes, please.
He gives you an address which is about 20 blocks away from you guys, and it's one of the smaller warehouses, not one of the ones you guys looked at.
I take a moment to see if I can figure out if that distance along the underground would have taken us there.
You feel that you're going in the wrong direction, so you're probably closer to. It's without looking outside, it's difficult to say, but given a rough guesstimation, it's probably closest to more like 30 blocks now.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is snap a picture and send it to him and tell him you be the judge.
All you hear in response is, "Oh fuck."
Wah, wah.
He literally goes. He then responds with, "Give me like 5 seconds," and he hangs up on you.
Okay.
As soon as I'm done looking at the computers, I'm gonna try to catch up with the other.
Yeah, nothing stops you guys. And true to his word, probably not true. Like 15 seconds later, does like a return call,
Okay.
and
I'll answer.
simply state. He basically says, "All right." Captain says, "After we finish this, we're heading straight to where you are."
That sounds like a plan to me. We'll hold down the fort over here and wait. I don't want to go too much further.
He says very sternly, because what you showed
Bring,
him.
oh, tell him to bring spray paint.
What you
You
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah, I'll tell him to bring spray paint and don't ask why.
He simply states like quite quickly, "Oh, we got paintball guns in the back. I'm sure we can use them."
Yes.
And then at that point, he looks up as if someone's talking to him, nods, and then looks back. Oddly enough, he's doing a video call, and I'm not sure why. He then looks back at you guys and says, "Right, I got a cut now. Don't go anywhere." And then the line goes dead.
All right. Well, since we didn't tell him where to go in the building, let's go back to the top of the first elevator shaft to meet him at at the offices there by the truck.
Yeah.
When we get up there, can we please? Crap. We don't have anything recording up there to see if something snuck past us and use the lift and send it back down.
Well, the lift didn't have power, so that's going to be kind of tricky to do.
Yeah.
The only thing we found that had power, oddly enough, was a single camera and a couple of lights in a hallway.
Yep, well, hopefully they have the ropes to get down here then.
Well, it had the platform to walk down. We just have to not have all of them on it at once.
Yeah, you get the suspicion that, like, even though the main power has been cut, there's probably either power reserves or backup generators for select systems.
Yeah.
Don't know why just the camera though. Or lights in a couple of hallways.
But yes. Well, at the ready, we're going to head back towards that truck.
Yeah, it's very peculiar that the building is set up in such a way. At the same time, probably not so much given who owned it.
Yeah.
Did you, by any chance, look with the flashlight in the room you peeked in, or did you just?
Well, yeah, it would have required the flashlight because it was dark.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't think of that. You would have definitely seen a large mass of tumor.
Yeah.
Would it be around a 20-foot tall massive tumor?
Not far off,
Hmm.
as well as
You might
several.
not have to worry about the lion.
Yeah, as well as several other bodies of smaller size, of said description.
But that would also prove new blood does not negate the toxin.
Exactly.
Hmm. His, to be fair though, his is more of a very deep, like royal purple, than the pinkish color that you're used to by now.
Yep, he had new blood.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's good to know.
a couple of the bodies you can see were sprawn out on the floor. They had either, due to the description of the room, been shot, then this happened.
Yeah.
It's probably the most likely situation. A lot of the bodies though are actually wearing Deep Bite Gang clothing, and
Lovely to know.
others wearing uniforms and clothing patterns that would match the other gangs in the area. But yeah, going back through up to the lift again, as you come out onto the landing with the camera, the light comes on as it starts recording again.
All right. Well, we'll go out and sit by the truck and wait. Liam will probably just sit on the bed of the truck, or a back wheel if it's
Hmm.
more of an 18-wheeler type.
Um,
I don't know if it has a bed or a hitch.
no, it's just the truck, but it's not hitched up to anything. Unless you want to lie against the actual linking mechanism, and that's greasy.
Well, that's what I mean. Am I sitting just on a tire, or is there a bed to sit in? Or does it have is it like an 18-wheeler sort of thing?
It's an 18-wheeler
Tractor.
sort of doing doohickey. So if you were to sit on that, you're basically
Okay, so
sitting
yeah.
on all the grease, oil, and grime.
Well, that's why I'm sitting on the wheel instead of on
Yeah.
the back of the truck, just sitting on the tire.
I'm not even going to have you guys roll for this because you can definitely hear something going on outside, as sound of gunfire and explosions. And every now and
Yeah,
then,
probably from a few buildings away.
you get the idea. That's probably more than a couple of blocks away. That's in this neighborhood sort of area, so that's pretty close.
Okay.
And every now and then, you definitely hear the sound of what sounds like someone running past the site you're on. You can't tell or see who it is, but you see like the top of heads behind some fencing or something. Just they're not even moving tactically; they are just flat out sprinting away from the firefight.
I can't tell if they're police or deep bites, can I?
Whoever it is isn't wearing helmets, so potentially not police. But without a clear
Alright.
line of sight, you can't really tell.
Well, I'm not going to draw any attention to myself unnecessarily. And I have to be right back real quick.
All right. But yeah, after a good 15 minutes of this this eruption of noise goes quiet.
Hmm.
goes back to that deathly silence.
Mm.
Every now and then you hear the odd pop of a small firearm going off, but it's nowhere near as loud or as close.
Yikes. Damn it. Now they're having a firefight.
You see me take off my tiny micro point from my back and cock. And it's like, well, we do.
What was that?
I said, you see me take out my micro point shotgun and charge it. I was like, are we doing?
Sure. Not sure if I'm gonna be much help, but guess we should just. Guess we can help him out.
Yeah, I will point out he did say he was like 20 blocks away, so. But even at this distance, like on the side of buildings, you can definitely see the colourful flashing of red and blue on the walls. Like you can't see the cars themselves or the vans, but you can definitely see they're there, like the lighting. Especially as it's now later in the evening and starting to get dark.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, all you really missed, Absand, is basically a firefight broke out roughly where Maxwell said he was, and after about 15 minutes, the firefight stopped. With the odd discharge of firearms every now and then, but otherwise, nope.
Might as well go there and see what's.
You might need someone to keep watch over here.
I'll stay here.
More noticeably, you will notice that your cell phone did not go off again after the firefight stopped. And it's been probably by now a good 5 minutes since it's gone quiet.
Ah, shit.
Well, in that case, I'll attempt to call Maxwell and see if there's any answer.
It rings, but no one picks up.
Well, we know where he was.
Let's head on over there. So we go.
Yep. I'm assuming you're not taking the truck, so you're just walking.
Yeah, we're just walking. Okay, so let's take the illegal truck that could potentially be evidence.
By the way, did we ever check the computer that was on the first floor?
No, because it wasn't.
Yeah, the
workstation wasn't powered.
And it wouldn't work with a PVC?
One of you does.
Well, it would have worked with the PPC, but I didn't know we had one at the time.
Yeah, we used it for the other. It's a single charge.
Well, it's a single charge, but it lasts for a couple of hours.
All right. Well, we can use it.
It's been like 5 minutes.
Okay, we can do.
Yeah. So this little older crash suite, when you power it up, it looks like it's custom made. It's a crash suite, but it does have very simple toggle mechanics, other than it's operatable. And from what you can gather from what's loaded on it, it's been configured and designed to remove ID locks off firearms.
Oh, how convenient!
Yeah, not like
So we put it to use in the meantime.
Yeah, it doesn't like reassign the ID log. It flat out removes it, like the entire functionality of it.
If you're gonna use those firearms that we just found, want to remove them now, at least, so at least we can defend ourselves, or
That's exactly what I was thinking. It'll just give us an extra couple of weapons up on whoever we find.
My assumption is none of them are micro size.
No, so for the
Nope.
time being, I'll hold on to the pop-up and...
Pop up and a rattler you had.
Yeah. Once we remove the pidlocks.
So doing this will actually take a bit of time, and the actual process is just a smidgen more power hungry. But in doing this, you will, if you did it to both weapons, you will run the PCC dry.
all right. So
We don't have anything else to check that we know of at the moment. We can always go get another PPC if we have to. I don't think the evidence is going anywhere.
guess we just leave it alone for now.
We should clear the two weapons and then
All
we
right.
have them anyway. So I'll pass you the Rattler, and I'll keep the pop-up.
I give a deep sigh and say, I never actually used a gun before, but all right.
In that case, all the more bonus that you have this horribly inaccurate SMG.
All right.
Yes, this weapon is clearly, even by the looks of it, is designed. There's not even like an iron sight on it. It's point it at the enemy and press the button.
And then hope that something hits them in the process.
Very much built on the assumption of throw enough lead at them and hope they walk into it.
All right.
But yeah, so are you doing it to both weapons?
Yeah.
All right, so the power supply is dead. It actually just about finishes the process on the final weapon before the power gives out. And assuming you guys then move on, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're going to move on towards where Maxwell was.
When you're moving up, just as soon as you leave the site, it's almost on reaction. Almost, the firefight starts up again. This time, way more intense than it was before, and a very distinct sound seems to echo around.
Oh joy.
Something like, at first you think it's something buzzing, but it's like in such like a pulsating and controlled buzz. It distinctly sounds like a weapon of some sort.
What a buzzing weapon might be.
It's a very low buzz, and it's just seems to just its noise overtakes every other noise you can hear.
Lovely.
Oh good, sonic weaponry.
And as you're getting a bit closer, you can start to see cars, mainly police vans, literally starting to back up and drive off, and followed by like a tracer of fire. quite a lot of vans were left behind. All
Double
shot up.
lovely.
All shot up.
Well, seems like the deep bite didn't want to go quietly.
As you're getting even more closer, you can catch glimpses over fences, like of the battleground. And there's a number of pickup trucks and other like civilian vans that are pretty much in the same state, just riddled with bullet holes, and some of them have even been blown in half by explosives.
Oh, great. Let's not step into the line of fire,
And
first off.
you can see bodies everywhere of policemen and, well, riot officers and deep bites just litter the floor.
I'm hoping we can't see Maxwell.
All the policemen are wearing full armor, so with their helmets on, it's very difficult to pick out anyone.
Well, let's go meet up with wherever,
Yeah,
or with whatever
the only
officers we
description
can
you
find.
have of him is he's a very buff stallion.
Yes.
I think he described him. He's only a smidgen taller than you are, but not quite as broad.
Yeah. Well, let's meet up with whatever officers we can find.
Far as you can see, the only officers you can see are all on the floor, and they are not moving.
All right. Let's not go into that office or that building.
Some of you could definitely catch glimpses of people running between cars or running between buildings or windows, but never long enough to identify who they are. Like every now and then you will catch the tail end of an officer round a corner or a deep bite member go over a crate, and then you don't see them again. And then you'll hear movement or see movement in a different direction, and it's pretty much the same, all random. Seems like both sides got scattered and are just trying to remain hidden.
Well, I believe remaining hidden is probably a good idea for us as well.
Agreed.
Can I get a perception check, difficulty 3 from people?
I will throw the 1 point to do that.
Yeah, you see him. In one of the buildings, sort of 3 floors up, you can definitely see very faint, it's just silhouette. But there is a deep bite gang member with what looks like a heavy repeater
Nope.
out the window. And you suspect that's probably the sound you could hear.
The heavy repeater?
Yeah, he's got it on like a bipod, which is braced against the window.
I'm going to unfold my bow. Because it has lurk, and we are far enough away for that.
Yeah, he's probably about 30 meters away from you. Or how... Yeah.
I am going to shoot him.
He is in cover,
Yes.
but he doesn't know you're there. Actually, how stealthy are you being? I'm assuming very stealthy.
Yes, I'm definitely hiding behind something. I've got the bow up over it,
Can you give me
and the
a
bow has lurk.
stealth check then, as you're trying to maneuver it into a better shot?
I'm stealthy.
And I think it'll just be a contested roll because he is looking. Mm. Did you roll it on the assumption it was difficulty 2, sorry?
Yes.
Alrighty, I will do the same for brevity's sake. So that's... No, not even with his bonus. No, not by a long shot. He does not know you're there.
And I will take the shot.
Okay. Give me a shot roll. Oh, there it is. Ooh, does that hit? Reminds me, what does cover do for evade? If it affects evade?
It's evade plus the
say-
cover bonus they would have.
Yeah.
If he's in part, or if he's just blocked, it's 2. If he's in partial cover, it's I don't remember.
Yeah, I've got the PDF
In the book
right.
somewhere.
I've got it right in front of me. Cover. How much does blocked give again? Sorry.
Blocked is +2 if they're directly in cover.
I will gonna say because you can see him. He's just behind, effectively, a window. He is blocked.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that shot misses.
I will throw a readiness, because I assume this is going to count as a combat roll,
Yep.
to re-roll that 4.
I'm back.
That is a hit.
So that's 19.
That. Wait a second. Yep, that just hits. As you smoke him in the shoulder. Oof.
For that.
That is 1 wound.
All right.
And I am going to have initiative rolled. Unfortunately, I do not have a map for this, but this is basically think plaza with just debris everywhere.
Can I try and stealth up to him? Or stealth up to the building?
Yeah, if you want. No,
What do you want the difficulty to
difficulty 2, and let's see. I will use his previous perception.
So it's really difficulty 1, which is awesome.
It's 1d. He is. Oh, for the love of God!
Woo!
Why? I cannot do initiatives, apparently.
Neither can I.
Now, I'm fairly certain the last time we were in a combat, I rolled a
Woo!
for initiative. Why?
I succeeded.
Oh, okay. I thought that was your initiative roll. No, cat, go
Yeah.
away. Cat, go away.
Yeah, no, that's just sneaking.
Yeah, I rolled it too.
I'm so glad.
8.
I really should have an initiative tracker.
Yes, we should.
Oh.
Shall add myself to it.
Away.
Or I'll add my initiative to it as soon as you got us all added to the combat.
Can you not see the combat tracker?
I can see the turn order. I can't add myself to it.
You should already be on it.
I just see a blank turn order thing.
Okay. Add to turn. Add to turn.
Oh, they don't have.
Add to turn. Can you see people now?
Yes,
Yeah.
and we'll need our assailant or assailants if there are multiples.
For now, there is just him. How will I tell you what? Just for brevity's sake, I will use Sororna's image just for the turn order. She has not gone rogue, don't worry. I'm just being lazy.
Yeah, our ally hasn't suddenly turned on us.
It's just I don't know if I make Sororna on the GM level again, if it'll disappear on the turn order. Probably will. What did Merlin get? 2. So, alrighty. So, is it Stealthy Doctor first?
I believe so.
We'll see if I can't throw together a quick map. Probably won't.
And I love that that bow doesn't break my stealth.
Get over there. So we got courtyard with some broken, scattered bits. Building there. Does it remember my... No, it does not. That's annoying. Okay. Sorry. We just use skull for now, because why not?
Okay, so every time I fire, they get a body perceive check to see if they spot me.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to make a very, very quick map for people.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys still have control over these images. Why did that not do it? Oh, there we go. Counter settings. That should work. Very, very crude map. There's the building you're hiding behind. There's another building there. There's road. And then another road going off that way. There we go. Right. Everyone see that?
Yep.
Yep.
Neat. Can everyone
Should make it
control
X,
their
though.
tokens? Just to check.
Yep.
I can.
Neat. Sorry, this is what happens when you don't use Roll20 for a while. You forget how everything works.
Now that it's been drawn, you should switch it to hex.
I'm trying. Oh, is it V or H? I can never remember. I think it's H.
There you go.
Nope, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, I got like 40 minutes left in me.
Yeah, this will.
Yeah, it's about what I got too.
We will wrap this up after this.
Alright, so. I'm guessing this big thing here is a courtyard?
That is the courtyard, and all the little boxes in there is like the wreckage, basically.
Okay. Then this is a building and this is a building?
Yep. And the two grey pieces are basically roads. Unfortunately, I don't think I can fill them in, and I have to go check that because I can hear someone talking right by the door. I'm the only one here.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It was the neighbours.
No worries.
Right, go.
Where's this guy with the heavy repeat?
He's represented by the little skull on the top there.
Alright, I'm gonna start sneaking my way towards him.
Alrighty.
And I can only move 3 blocks a turn, so that's my turn.
So you're sort of hugging the cover there, trying to keep as low a profile as possible. Go away, cat. Sorry, I have a cat who demands attention. Merlin, you're up.
Don't worry, I know that feeling. Mine's just not allowed down here.
No.
Alright, though.
Merlin, what you up to?
All right. Maron's gonna see if he can try to sneak over to this area over there.
If you're trying to sneak, feel free to give me a stealth roll if you haven't already.
All right. Stealth roll is. All right.
And you pass.
Goody.
With flying colours. Like, I cannot kid you how much you beat him by.
And gonna use a support action to use the asset locator malware app to essentially see what I can utilize to manipulate the battlefield.
Okay. How does that work? Sorry.
It's on page 170 of the PDF.
170. Asset locator. Blah, 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 blah. Check. In D4 rounds. So can I get a D4?
All right. Oh, 4 rounds.
So in 4
Rip.
rounds, can I get a D6? So in 4 rounds, it will ping 3 assets.
And since this is a better version of Focus of Battlefield, I can actually use them right next to the bad guy. Because normally when you do that...
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
How will I represent this so I do not forget? Turn. No, I can't put a name.
I guess I'll use my last section to move up over here.
There we go. That'll do it. That makes
Alright.
sense. Sorry, since I've had to reinstall everything, I've lost a lot of assets I had ready, so I will need to spend a day to get all that sorted.
Alrighty.
Is that you done?
Worries.
Yeah, I'm done.
Liam.
I will move. That's not what I. It's not that bad. Thanks, I can't remember how to do it. There we go. I'll move over here. Still staying hidden. And I will take another shot at him.
Okay. Same as before. He's blocked.
Yep.
Because whilst you're firing over all this here, he is in a floor up. So
Yeah. Oof. I just dropped the arrow. It's a bow and arrow. I just dropped the arrow.
did you fire the bow?
Rip.
Did you fire the bow and kept the arrow?
Apparently, I did something like that. Oh, so let's try that again for my second shot. That looks more like a hit.
That misses.
Damn.
Wow.
How far does it miss by?
It misses by 2.
Okay, that's not worth bumping up. That will be it for me then.
Back to the top of the order.
Yep.
He's going to attempt his perception check again because someone's shooting at him. I have to remind myself what he rolled.
14 was what I rolled first.
Oh, for
when I
the
did
love
my
of
last
God.
stealth.
Ah,
You blind fucker.
Excellent.
I'm not going to complain.
So he rolled the exact same thing he rolled last time.
Wow.
Love I'm gonna use my action to dash, so I can. I believe that's twice the distance on my move.
How's that happened? You should be there.
If I recall, you just moved twice.
Then I'm going to change the name of that to 3. That's the countdown for the assets.
What assets?
The one that Merlin's got popping up.
Yeah.
Is he in the first floor or the second floor?
He is on the first floor.
Excellent.
He's sort of got his the heavy repeater on a bipod in the window.
Yep, he's definitely out of range for the lurk.
Well, if I get to him, he's gonna get a surprise shotgun in the face.
Yeah. Well, he's already got an arrow embedded in his shoulder and in the wall behind him.
Yeah, like the first shot hit him right in the shoulder, and then you're sitting there. It literally just flew maybe a little too high and just went over his shoulder. Is that all you're doing? Moving up there? Testing? Can people hear?
Yeah, I hear you.
Is that all you're doing, Amber?
Whose turn is it now?
Okay, going on to Merlin.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Guess I'll continue. Okay, and yeah, move. My machine doesn't really have to lurk, and I'm inaccurate. So there's still 3 rounds left until that thing activates.
So bear in mind that is a plaza. It's not a building. So stood there, he is open. He will see you there.
Right here, here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or here.
Have I drawn those? I've drawn those on the bloody wrong level, haven't I?
Have you?
Yeah. I drew everything on the token level. Oops.
Whoops.
I said I was doing it quickly. I knew I'd fuck up somewhere.
It happens.
I think that's got it.
Oh shit, he saw me.
I mean,
Well, he would if you're standing there.
Yeah, if you finish your turn there, he will see you, but...
Alright. I'll go here then.
Yeah, that puts the box in the way.
Effectively, I'm having him roll unmodified versus your stealth. But if you're in the open, like, there's no way in hell you're maintaining that stealth.
Right.
With that, he's probably got the wall by the window in his way.
That, and because the doctor's very small and behind a load of rubble.
Yeah.
So, Liam.
Well, let's try this again.
Pew.
That's definitely not a hit. Take a second shot. That's still not a hit.
Nope. Unfortunately, he is well dug in. There's a reason they couldn't shift him.
Yeah. And I don't get my bonus action.
Yeah, getting a 1 or a 2 on a d10 is not likely.
No, but I might as well roll it. I've got nothing better to do.
Yeah. His
If I'd
turn.
rolled a 1, I wouldn't even bother.
His turn again. Will he? Will I see a third? Will there be a third repeat? Oh, for the love of God, he rolled worse. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
This is the dullest sharpshooter in the world.
I'm going to take the opportunity to move up another.
for brevity, for clarity's sake, first round he rolled a 7. Second round he rolled a 7. Now he rolled a 6.
Yes. Excellent.
Wow, he really is blind as a bat. No offense.
Hey.
Their bats aren't that blind. They just don't see as well as other animals.
Wait, can I use my second action to also move again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you move twice.
Oh, god damn it, I could have been here
You can
last.
make any
Oh, yeah.
action. Yeah, you can make any action twice. You just need to roll for a third one if it's the same.
Alright,
action.
then I'm gonna.
I
2,
probably should have
4.
said that on this side here there is a door that is it's shut but not barred.
Where's the fun in going through the door?
I want to climb up to the first floor building outside.
And for my last turn, you'll have enough of a clear shot through the window from this angle to hit him.
Basically, you will just probably see like a hand and the barrel of the weapon.
Yeah, I'll wait till next turn.
Yeah, unless you have something to throw up at him.
Oh no, I'm gonna jump up and hit him and blast him in the face with a shotgun.
Yeah, it's not going to be pleasant when he gets there.
All right.
That's my turn.
Next
All right.
round, your assets are coming online.
All right. In the meantime, do I see any devices I can potentially hack into or anything?
Not physically see. Do you have anything that lets you detect devices nearby? Or is it just the asset locator?
I have the asset locator on, but I have the probe app that lets me scan to figure out what I can do with hacking and the difficulty of the hacks without alerting anything.
You do know. I'm trying to think on the spot here. There is a signal for the fire suppressant system in the building he's currently in that you have access to.
Ooh.
That would probably be irritating.
And you also pick up. Cracker, I can't see the screen. Can you move? Thank you. Bloody cat.
Yeah.
You also pick up several toggles in the area. There's also trying to think. Oh, there is actually a very small sort of reactor control in the building he's in at the moment, but it's on the basically in the basement.
Okay.
Go away. I'll play with you later. Sorry, she keeps trying to give me kisses and her breath stinks.
That is a cat.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I want to turn the sprinklers on, blow up the reactor that's in the basement, or cause a phone to like potentially explode or something?
Well,
Just-
blowing up the reactor might be problematic for the Fox and everybody in a 5-block radius. Let's be fair here, it's a reactor.
Yeah. Probably not as big as you're thinking, but yeah, that will make a pleasantly large boom. Equally, you could probably have every toggle within this block ring him at the same time.
Yes. I'll do that then.
Just his phone absolutely blows up.
Just every ringtone everywhere goes off.
Well, I'm gonna get exploit on this next attack, no matter what happens. Has he rolled his perception check again?
Yes, this time he rolled a 6, so he's
But
still...
wait, isn't it still my turn though?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Yes.
Alright, so what's the difficulty of her hacking into the phones?
I'm going to say that is difficulty 3, because they are just normal toggles.
Alright, I'm gonna, since I have it simplified, it's difficulty 2, so 7. Alright,
Nice.
and the second action, I'm gonna do it again, since it's a support action.
Nice.
And to do a third action, I'm gonna have to roll something to see if I can do it a third time.
2d10 and try to roll lower than your initiative.
Okay, that's not gonna happen then.
That is a... yeah.
But I might as well try
Yeah,
anyways.
you can roll the 2. You can roll equal to.
Yeah, but you can't...
And
roll
it didn't work.
You can't roll a 1 on 2d10.
But I wasn't
Yeah,
really
roll
gonna do
the
anything with my third action anyways.
Okay. Liam.
All right. Shot. Oh!
Oh! That
Nice.
is... a
That
hit.
definitely hits.
That's definitely a hit.
And it hurts.
That's another wound to him.
And second shot.
Ooh, come back here, folks.
Ah.
No, miss. Misses by 5. Bear in mind,
Yeah, it's not worth re-rolling.
Yeah, unfortunately, because he's in cover, his evasion is a lot higher.
3. No. I rolled 1-1.
You're halfway there. So he is going... I'm just going to stop GM rolling this, and I'm just going to roll normal.
Hey.
He does have a positive to this, but I don't think a 12 beats anyone's stealth at the moment.
Nope.
Off the book.
Guess who's about to get shotgun in the face? It's this guy.
I have no words. So, the assets.
Alright.
It detects there is a high pressure steam pipe right above him.
Alright. It's going to
There's 2 more. Unless you would just want to go for that one.
Let's see what the other two are.
Yeah.
I think
You find that there is. It's just one enemy though, so I don't really know what else to do. Actually, you notice that there is a truck to the side of you that has a mounted long arm on it.
A
That
long arm?
Yep.
Seriously?
It's like loaded on the back and bolted in like a technical, but it's remote control.
A long arm? Seriously?
Alright, I'm gonna activate that.
please, for the love of God, do not hit me with that.
Why have I been firing arrows if that thing is there?
What? It just found it.
Yes, but we could have looked and seen that.
Like it's amongst all the rubble and wreckage, and it's not very showy, so it's easy to have missed. And I was just making shit up on the spot.
Alright.
So, is it my turn now? Is it top of a turn order, or whose turn is it?
Oh yeah, that's a very fair point. So
Yeah, it'd be top of the order.
get rid of that. There you go. I'm gonna
So-
draw the truck.
As this guy is trying to find where the arrows are coming from, he suddenly, I stand up on some rubble that's right outside the window, peek up over the top, and and I'm now going to shoot him twice, and my attacks get exploit.
Oof. Do that thing.
Attack rolls are just my.
There we go. The beautiful long arm on a truck.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
So whose turn is it now?
Got him.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oof.
hang on. Nope, not quite an exploit. Well, not quite.
Well, no. If I attack from stealth, it's exploit.
Oh, sorry, it's not a. Can you exploit twice? I think you can.
If it's in the same action, I think you can.
Oh, wait, attacking from stealth is exploit?
Yes.
He's got 2 more wounds then. Because I hit him twice from stealth.
That is a very, very fair comment. So that puts his wound count to 4 then.
And he's about to have a lot more by my
yes.
reckoning.
Roll damage?
How does range damage bonus come in? We have +8 now from our level. So how does that work?
+6 it should be.
Yeah. You look at the weapon profile and then add your range damage bonus to that on top of, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, you just add your range damage bonus on top of the damage. That the weapon
And we should all have
does.
6 of that, correct?
Yes. It should be 6.
Give me a second.
Unless there is some good reason that you start off with more than 2.
Might have been I rolled before for this weapon. I rolled 4 plus 3d4 plus 7.
I don't know.
I honestly couldn't tell you, sir.
I'm gonna use focus to re-roll that. Actually, I don't need to because of one of my operations I got. Never mind.
What, on damage rolls?
Yep, I got subconscious tracking.
So what's it? You just roll and take the highest? Is that correct?
Yep. So right now it's
That's
18.
18. And he's exploited, so that's 2 wounds.
And
I'm assuming you're exploiting for extra damage.
yes.
Puts him at 6.
Nice.
Yeah, he's.
And this is my second attack.
Yeah, he's starting to look a bit wobbly. That is a miss.
You're rolling that one. And there's another.
12 to hit, was that?
Yes.
That is a miss. 12, sorry.
Even. Damn it.
Yeah, currently.
I'll use a focus to reroll that 2 then.
Before you reroll, currently he has an evade of 18.
Yep, still going to use the thing to reroll the d10.
Okay.
Well, if he's right up face to face, he wouldn't be blocked anymore, would he?
Oh no,
So bring it
true.
down to
So
16.
16. So
And that hits.
that'll hit.
Oh, yeah.
And another 15 points of damage.
And you did.
So 15 plus 18, 20,
Ooh, that just matches
33
it.
points.
That actually just
33
matches
points
it.
of damage.
So that's another 2.
33 was good enough for 2, Will?
You were 1 short, but because you had 1 point carrying over from the last shot.
Yeah, my first shot did 33.
I'm redoing math. Actually, no, I was wrong. Your second shot was just shy to deal a wound.
Okay.
So that's 7 instead, but you still get the exploit wound.
Yeah.
And what are you doing now? Are you just dropping down and hugging the wall?
That's-
Or as out the corner of your eye, you see a weapon swing round.
It's like, yep, I'm getting out of the way.
Nope.
Don't forget I'm activating a gun.
Yeah, you also don't want to be standing in front of the long arm. That's a guaranteed wound no matter what.
Berlin.
All right.
Even funnier is it's got exploit, so it'll be 2 wounds because Baron's in stealth.
Yes.
All right. So I use my asset locator to activate the vehicle with the long arm, and
Yep.
I'm going to
So make
go.
attack roll, ranged attack roll, +0 to accuracy.
All right. And the difficulty is 2.
Yep. It's always 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, this weapon can only fire once a round, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Have you got any readiness?
I have 2 readiness right now.
For that, I'd say it's worth it to
if you
bump that
bump
up.
it up by 2, that's a not even a hit. That's a crit.
All right, I'll do that then.
You have any points in ranged combat?
No.
None at all?
No.
What about, jeez. Yeah, you're going to have to use the readiness. It's worth it to just throw the 2 readiness at it instead
Throw
of
2
reroll.
readiness on it. That makes it a crit.
Nope, it has to be natural to be a crit.
Oh, does it? Okay. Well, you still hit.
Yes, we've been doing that wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so it just deals a wound.
Yes.
All right,
It has exploits of 2
But
wounds.
you are stealth, so that's 2 wounds. Yep.
and I'm going to my other action. I'm gonna. Okay, I didn't go further into the phone. It failed. So What happens if I fail a hack?
I think you get booted out, unless
Oh.
corrects me.
Where's the book? Book.
I have so many pages open right now.
Right.
Wait, is it at the back? Does it tell me at the back?
It might.
Oh, in the book. Da, 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 da. Hacking.
It's in 167.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Okay, failing an attempt to breach a layer or being ejected through the system means you cannot access it again from the scene.
Oh, so you get it froze for a round then.
Wait, is that what a scene is? A round?
No, a scene would be the entire combat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Heck.
Oh, Diddums, you can't make all the phones go off. I mean, I will be honest, this guy had 10 wounds, and he's currently on 9, so...
I mean, I could try firing him with the SMG, but it's definitely not going to hit him.
I got a feeling that's outside short range. Or
Yeah.
Point blank, sorry.
Yeah, point
Right.
blank is pretty freaking close.
I'll move over here then.
Okay, then.
Oh, wait, point blank, that's a thing.
Oh?
He was right up in his face when he fired.
Oh, no.
If I recall, that's also exploit.
Wait, seriously?
Just double check. If I recall, it complicates it, but you get exploit automatically.
I don't think the roles were complicated, though, so...
For next time, just to remember.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Is it up to my turn, or...?
Is that your turn, Merlin? I will take the silence as a yes.
Hmm?
Is that your turn, Merlin?
Alrighty then.
Is he still here? Merlin.
Don't know. Daddy. He still has a bat?
Oh, was it?
I said, is that the end of your turn? Sorry.
Yes, it is.
Alright.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Alright.
I'll just AFK for a second.
And since he still hasn't spotted me, shot!
Pew pew.
Miss.
Shoot again.
Shot!
Oh.
I will add the 1 for that.
And that is a hit. And an exploit. And kill.
Yep. And just to see how much damage it would have done. Oof.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, God.
So as you pull this bow back and you let it loose, it travels true and strikes this guy clean in the center of the head. He sort of he jerks, and then just sort of falls forward and falls out the window, landing next to the micro. Just a
Oh,
heap.
perfect.
And just
Well, I'm going to sneak my way over there and collect my arrows, as many
uh,
of them as I can.
However, that long arm made a big noise,
Yeah, I imagine it did.
and you're starting to hear shouts that are getting closer.
I'm
Oh,
gonna jump. I'm gonna jump into the window and man the.
You may have to find a box to stand on, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll stand on his body.
He fell
It
out.
fell out the window.
I'll kick it in back. Aw. I'll find a
You're
box
going
then.
to kick it back up
You're
up a level.
You're gonna kick it up. Remind me how much force that needs to kick a body up a floor?
Hey, I'll roll a difficulty 4 skill check.
I think
I
that's
mean,
more.
I might be able to do it.
I think that's
I'm
more
gonna
equivalent with,
make
like,
a run for it inside the
55.
building to hide.
I acquire a box.
I mean, inside, yeah, there's definitely at least a stall you can find.
I will make a run for it.
The sounds are roughly coming from over here.
Please tell me it's the police.
Get up to there, collect my arrows.
Marin, if you can actually post up, like over here, that way we can draw the men for my repeat.
Oh, what? You mean you want me to go over here?
Yeah, so that way, like, we can draw make some noise over there, and then we can draw the men to hit them with the.
There's a couple of smashed windows. It takes a bit of effort to clear it, but you can dive in there.
All right.
Would you like me to roll to see how many arrows went missing?
How many do you fire in total? Sorry.
I fired 9.
I'm gonna say roll me a D9 if you can put that in. Oh dear, you find one arrow still functional.
Well, that's better than none. I run into the building and up the stairs.
I am very much in the same feel of you should at least be able to reclaim some, because the likelihood of every single one of them breaking is unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Wrong button. Fuck. Okay.
Unrealistic, but not impossible. Hence the roll.
So you do, whilst the voices get closer, unfortunately, it's not police.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have a heavy repeater. This is very fortunate.
I have a railgun thing.
So you, especially you, Merlin, you can see 5 Deep Bite gang members moving through. On the bright side, none of them are wearing armor nearly as thick as this guy, and they are wielding the effectiveness of SMGs and pistols as opposed to a heavy weapon.
Ooh. Is there another window on this side?
There's a door.
There's a door on the lower floor, which looks like basically an escape door, but no windows.
Okay, so there's no window on this floor.
The windows are all facing towards Marvin. Marvin, is that it? Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm Marin.
Marin, sorry. Why do I think Marvin? I don't know. I'm saying it with an A.
Well,
not an
then.
E.
I will position myself. Where are the stairs? Are they on this wall or this one?
So the stairs would be. Let's go to the right layer. Draw. Let's go with that color. So the stairs coming up to the second floor It's actually there.
I take it they open out here.
Other side, sort of. They go up and open out this place.
All right, I'll stand right here. As soon as I see a head, there's an arrow going through it.
And there's a window every third space, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So one there, one there.
yeah.
And this room, it looks like it's just like a workshop almost. Like there's little stools and benches. Looks like a place of little crafts, for lack of a better term.
I'm going to tell Marin to wait until they get to the middle so I can hit them as well.
I was gonna say maybe if you can lure them to the building you're in, I can maybe cause the reactor inside to blow.
Yes, blow it up with your friends in. I'm sure that won't.
Well, obviously, I want you guys to escape before then.
Well, I mean, I might get out, but I'm going to lose all my equipment.
Sorry, no.
Do it.
Yeah, no, I was sorry. I meant Aaron. I'm telling Aaron not to shoot until I can hit them.
All right.
And now we wait.
Yes, I will. Is there a way to mass add? It goes off the screen, of course it does. There we go. Now watch me just roll. Okay, he's got a 5. Which one? You know what? That's actually a really stupid idea, Paul. Bloody goes off the screen, doesn't it? Why does it add 2? I tell you what. Roll20 is really not liking me right now.
Are we rolling fresh initiatives?
If you wish to. I'm going to say yes, because it's technically you've had a couple of moments to get ready.
Ooh, goody. It's much better.
That's much better than my 2.
We literally just rolled in perfect order.
And then this is not where they're starting. I'm doing this so I can actually see the add to turn, because it goes off the top. There we go. Back to normality.
And then you need to add us to the turn order again.
Have you guys disappeared from the turn order again?
Yep.
I only
Yes.
see the 3 guys. Or 3 of the guys.
Ay, 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 ay.
2 1s in their group, too.
Apparently,
I mean, let's just hold our actions until they're in the kill zone.
turn. Do I see a third? Yes, I do.
Jeez.
Wow!
I thought I was doing well. I was at 5. Okay, 6. Getting better. 1, 1, 1.
What are the odds of that?
Wow.
1 in 1,000.
So I'm gonna have to move some of you so I can get. Come on! I got you on a big screen as well. And the thing is, I'm scrolled up as high as I can go, so it won't let me. There you go.
Okay, so I rolled 7.
What did you get, Merlin?
I got an 8.
And Agna got a 6.
There we go. Oh, how do we decide ties?
Well, ties in our case don't really matter, but ties between the 2.
Because there's 2 6s.
Who has the higher initiative score initially?
I have 0.
I have
And he has 0.
Roll off, I guess.
Might as well. And then just scooch that guy down to a 5 if he wins.
Nope. I win.
So I will put. See if this works. Please work.
6.5.
Does that work? Yes, it does. That
All
literally,
right.
I honestly don't know how else to differentiate it, because you both technically have an initiative of 6.
Hey, if it works, it works. What I always say, if it looks stupid but it works, it's not stupid.
If it's
All right.
if it's functional, do it. Do it. So the top.
All right, so my turn.
Oh, I just realised. How are people doing for time? Sorry,
Yeah,
because we can stop it here and return
this is
later,
probably a good spot to stop it.
Yeah.
just before we get into another a bigger firefight, I should say.
Yep.
I'm keeping the repeater.
All right, so just a quick recap, so make my life easier to have instead of watching through the entire recording. You guys found a complex with discarded notes referring to Square's being Square's company being I want to say vindicated. That's not the right word. His being removed from the property. You found a truck with a tachograph that stated the truck was driving really fast. You found a hidden elevator that led down into a holding cell that was covered in tumor bodies. That's not going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Right?
You then found a custom body workshop, and in the room above, you found a shot out war zone with more tumor bodies, especially the tumor body of a giant ass 20-foot lion. At which point you called Maxwell, who said they're dealing with a hit and they will be with you guys after they're done. It looks like shit has hit the fan, as when you turn up, there are bodies everywhere, and you find a number of Deep Bite gang member with a heavy weapon, as well as a Deep Bite gang technical with a long arm strapped to the back of it. Yes.
Yeah, long arm's kind of huge.
It's probably a reason it's strapped to the back of a truck and not in someone's arm. Actually makes more sense, and I'm happy I thought that up that way. You dealt with the gunner rather aptly, like he didn't even know where the hell you were, not for lack of trying. And now,
Just for lack of observational skills.
I just thought of the bloody Spaceballs scene where the gunner turns around and lifts his visor up and he's fucking cross-eyed.
Yes. What's your name? Asshole, sir.
And his brother, he's an asshole too, sir.
Great, I'm surrounded by assholes.
But yeah, and now you guys are laying in ambush as a group of Deep Bite gang members have come to inspect the noise.
After the enormous railgun went off.
Yes, I can't imagine that being a quiet thing going off, especially if it goes into a building.
Yeah, no, there's probably a considerable hole in the building near where we are right now.
I like to think it's that comic. This very comically, there's that like fist-shaped hole going in through the wall, and it goes out the other side of the building.
Yeah. Well, being a railgun, that's pretty much what it would do.
Building is structurally sound. It's just got a fist-sized hole going in through one side and out the other.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is where we will call it and pick it up. I want to say next week, but I think I'm working. I will have to let you guys know.
We shall figure it out.
Looking at the long arm and even twisted mounted too.
Yeah, it's got a tripod built into it.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously they thought,
Because,
fuck carrying this around, we'll strap it to a van.
well, it is under heavy weapons.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course the guy in the window had a heavy repeater that had a bipod attached to it. So, yeah. Deep bite gangs are packing heat and know how to put up a defense.
Yep. A defense that 3 people can kind of break.
But you know, several riot vans worth of policemen, several riot vans worth of police struggled to even put a dent in.
Yep.
Well, I say that.
But we got through.
Credit where credit is due. I did say there are bodies of both sides everywhere, so...
Yeah, there's a lot less of them than there would have been.
But I think that's the difference between a hammer and a scalpel.
Yes.
You know, 40k reference there.
Yep.
Right. Shall end the recording before I do anything else. Oh Christ, that's a big recording.